Good evening and welcome to Manchester, a footballing hotbed that has been a key developer in the current and future of the Lionesses team. Tonight is about an opportunity to represent your nation, an opportunity to announce your readiness, and maybe an opportunity to start knocking on the door of a World Cup spot in about 18 months' time. Listen, whether you are a Lioness back-to-back world champion or wearing a Lionesses shirt for the very first time, what an opportunity and what an honour it is to be involved this evening here at the Joy Stadium. I'm delighted to say I'm in the company of someone that has worn the shirt with pride, with passion, and has done very, very well off it as well. The brilliant Lindsay Johnson. Good evening, Lindsay.
Good evening, Joe.
How are you?
I'm very well. I'm really excited to be here tonight. I think it's going to be a really good quality game with some fantastic players on show tonight.
Absolutely right. Yeah, we've got plenty of fantastic talents on the horizon. Plenty that maybe we'll be seeing for the first time tonight if you are new to watching this sort of age group of the future Lionesses, but some that you'll definitely not be seeing for the very last time, because we've mentioned that World Cup on the horizon 18 months away. Some names that we'll be seeing tonight, maybe on the plane to Brazil.
Yeah, I agree. It's all to play for, and I think, you know, the girls who are on show tonight, lots of them are in the WSL at the moment, flying really high for their clubs, and they're being noticed by the powers that be, aka Serena Wiegman, and that's where they'll want to be. But tonight is all about this game against Norway, so they'll want to perform the best they can tonight.
How far in advance do you start looking when there's a major tournament on the horizon? Being a professional, sort of readying yourself for a club team, but then also coming over with an England group, when do you start looking, thinking, okay, it's my time to start pushing?
Yeah, you know, that's a hard question. You don't want to get ahead of yourself too much, because obviously then things can run away from you. But first and foremost, you've got to be doing well for your club, and then if you're getting picked the national youth squads, that's good signs. But you'll be looking at the players ahead of you in that senior team, and you'll be thinking, that's my position, what do I need to do to get anywhere near that player? And they've got some of the best players in the world that they're competing against in that senior Lioness squad. So, you know, they'll always be pushing, but they've got great role models to look up to and to play be competitive with.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you look at some of those Lionesses and they seem immovable, but I guess the point of being a player, especially at the under-23s, at this sort of 18 months away from a major tournament, if you play well at the moment, all it takes is for one opportunity, and you could be the next in that batch of an immovable player.
I think you're right, Joe, and I think you can see from Serena's picks as well that she's not scared or shy to pick the younger players as well. You've got the likes of Frey Godfrey has been called up into that senior squad. Missy Bo-Kearns is in there as well, and she looks at those young players. These older players will eventually retire, and you know, these young players that we're seeing tonight, they are the next generation of Lionesses.
Absolutely right. We've seen a couple that have played their part already and been involved in camps, or been involved if you're Ruby Mace, for example, has made your England debut already. So this is a big opportunity for all of those players involved. I'm delighted to say that those players are beginning to step out, led by England's captain tonight in Ruby Mace. We spoke to her before kickoff, Lindsay, a player that's made that step up and is such a big part of this 23s group as well. You've done it yourself, where you've been one of the players that's sort of tasted senior football and played it with an age group. How important is that?
It's massively important, and like you say, she's been called up to that senior squad, so flitting between the two, that's always sometimes difficult to navigate at times, but she's doing it well. She's playing really well and consistently each week for Everton as well, and a great leader and captain to have in this side tonight.
fantastically delivered both national anthems here this evening. A lot of national pride on stake, of course, and we keep using that word opportunity. But for some Norway fans that are in attendance as well tonight, what an opportunity that is.
Yeah, of course. It was great to see the Norwegians in the audience as well, and they'll be looking to watch their team tonight have a good competitive game against this Lioness side.
Absolutely right. There is plenty of quality in that Norway side as well, which we'll show you in a moment's time. But before we do finally get underway here at the Joy Stadium in Manchester, talk you through a couple of those headliners within the England group. Ruby Mace, you've already mentioned, who's the captain. Gracie Pryor as well, obviously a Manchester City player, has broken into the first team this season. Has looked a brilliant defender in the WSL as well. And again, that word opportunity comes through again, but she's going to be a big player tonight.
Yeah, massive, and I think she's, you know, it's a seamless transition into that WSL for Manchester City. For such a young player, Gracie Pryor, she's very composed on the ball. She dominates the forward players. She's very physical as well, and just mature beyond her years. So I think tonight she's a great asset to have in this young Lioness squad. Absolutely.
Izzy Goodwin as well, leading the line tonight. Top goal scorer in the Championship last season, which is now the WSL 2. Already 3 goals for the London City Lionesses. And we've got 3 additions on the substitutes bench as well, which you can't see on your graphic just there, with Evie Rabjohn, number 20, 21, Lexi Potter, and also the younger Chelsea player Chloe Sawi as well, number 23. And for the visitors this evening, a couple of players that will really stand out to you. 2 players actually that played part in the last time Norway beat England in 2022, Amelie Bragstad and the captain Iris Omarsdottir. Number of players that play across Europe, including Camilla Melgar, number 7, who plays for CF Madrid in Spain. So the quality littered across the turf for England and Norway this evening, and a fantastic game we have on our hands, only a moment or 2 away from kickoff. Those final exchanges between Ruby Mace and Iris Omarsdottir, referee Phoebe Cross this evening.
The starting 11s for both teams will now be guards around the centre circle in a show of solidarity to show there is no room for racism in football. The stands will start and the referees will start.
Fantastic show of solidarity between the 2 starting 11s to show there is no room for racism in football or in society. Right then, this is where it gets real. This is where, Lindsay, we're going to lean on your experience. You've been in those huddles moments before kick-off wearing an England shirt. How does that feel?
Yeah, you're really excited. You know, the nerves are kicking in, and basically you just want to take that first touch of the ball, whether it's, you know, a tackle, a header, whether you get your hands on it as the keeper. You want to get that out of the way, get those nerves out of the way so you can get into full stride and ready for the game.
And we'll see then, see how this England team do take to it. And a couple of younger players as well in the group. Erica Meg Parkinson, England's number 10, plays her football in Portugal. Just 17 years of age, playing in a really important part of the pitch as well. Kira Barry, you can see on this right-hand side for us currently, scored the only goal of the game in the 1-1 draw in the last camp in Northampton against Portugal. And this is where the eagle-eyed viewers, ourselves included, Lindsay, have to have a little, just a guess really where Ruby Mace might play, because in the WSL we were talking about beforehand, she's slotted in at centre half a number of times, but looks like in the heart of the England midfield.
Yeah, she's slotted right in there, in that number 6 position. We know she's really versatile, really composed on the ball, and straight away here we see her nice and strong in that, just protecting the ball in that midfield area.
Here's a first real look at Gracie Pryor. Tries to nudge it on for Kira Barry, just skips out a play on this near side right in front of the dugouts, and an opportunity for Bragstad to retake the throw-in for Norway. Look like they're going to give a bit of a stretch to this England team as well. You can already see on that far side of Camilla Melgar playing wide right, and on this near side in turn, Tenabo, who might be a 3 at the back situation. Here is Bragstad, under pressure immediately from Izzy Goodwin. First real touch of the ball for Eriksson. Goalkeepers always like to get a little touch on the ball early, don't they? A little just to get a feel into the game.
Yeah, I think it's important, you know, that they've got to get that confidence as well. You see Murray Ward, really brave header, wasn't it? Just to intercept that crossfield ball from Norway.
Yeah, taking a bit of a whack on the forehead there. Need a little check of well-being. Throw-in will be retaken by Tenebo on this near side. Ruby Mace gives him an opportunity to reset. Tenebo once more. Again, a brave header in there between Tenebo and this time Kira Barry, and Meg Parkinson is dragged to the ground and England can reset. Back and again, opposition. Katie Cox for England getting her first feel of the ball. Charge down could be a half chance if Taya Goldie's not alert to it, which she is. Cox can flick it forward, looking for Goodwin. Erica Meg Parkinson getting there first. Flag might be forthcoming, but Ivag will let it run. Now Jess Simpson on the far side. Another one who's enjoyed a really promising start to the season. Loan from Manchester United, of course, so it'd be nice for her to get a result here, I imagine, as an opposition player, even if you're playing for the national team. If you were playing at a Manchester ground, I imagine that was something you would look at.
Yeah, you always want to get one over on your noisy neighbours, however it happens, but to score for your national side, you know, at your noisy neighbours ground, that'd be great.
Here is Erica Meg Parkinson trying to link up the play, and Kira Barry, but intercepted and thrust forward, but bullied off the ball on this near side, heart of the England defence, Taya Goldie. And Simpson tried to flick it on for Izzy Goodwin. Just trickles out of play for a Norway goal kick. What have you made of the opening 2 minutes then, Lindsay?
Good fast pace to the game from the England Lionesses, the young Lionesses. It'd be interesting to see Isabel Goodwin as well in that 9. We're used to seeing her playing out wide left for London City Lionesses in the WSL, so in that sort of focal central position, she's a real handful for defenders, so she'll want to put that pressure and isolate the Norwegian defenders in these opening start of the game.
Happy to play out, and they've got a terrific record of this Norway side. They've been beaten just twice within 90 minutes since England beat them 2-1 a couple of years back, which says, you know, development is so key at this level, but results will always matter no matter what level you're playing.
Of course, it's a results business, and I think, you know, in the youth setup, you talk about performances, but you need those results as well. And Norway's side, they've always been a strong physical side, Norway. That's what they're known for, resilient as well. But this youth under-23 side can really play football as well.
Here's Erica Meg Parkinson stepping forward. Pushed outside towards Murray Ward, but it will be a throw-in to Norway.
You can see as well how high Murray Ward is up the pitch. That's how England like to play through all the age groups, really. Push their full-backs nice and wide and play with that width. Isolate the full-backs as well.
Part of an exciting Bristol City side that will be looking for promotion back to the WSL this season. Murray Ward snapping into the tackle first is Ruby Mace. Now an opportunity, in the first real chance we've seen of Lexi Lloyd-Smith. Really exciting player when she gets on the ball. Pryor punched into Ward once more. Now Barry. Trying to pick out the England skipper in Ruby Mace, but intercepted. First chance we've really seen of Juliana Jorda for Norway. Might be one of those evenings where it needs to be a little bit of patience, maybe, Lindsay. It's a side like you've already anointed. They're very good with the ball and comfortable being in possession, Norway. They're a side that took a 0-0 here last season in the reverse fixture, and a side that are notoriously quite difficult to break down.
Yeah, I think so. You know, they're very resilient and they're organised, tactically really disciplined as well. You can see here the communication from the back four as well, that Norwegian side. So yeah, England, what they need to do is move that ball quickly, be nice and patient in the build-up, build through the thirds as well, which is what England are good at.
Could be a chance here. Barry's latched onto the end of it. Oh, and it's just nicked wide. Brilliant play from Kira Barry, gambling on what looked like a through ball that was going to skip through to the goalkeeper. Held up a little bit on the turf. Barry gets there first and isn't far away from giving England the lead.
Fantastic diagonal ball from Lexi Lloyd-Smith on that left-hand side. You can see here, just whips it in. Great vision to pick out Barry and the run of Barry. But there, she just hits it wide of the post, doesn't she? Keeper does well, narrows the angle. But fantastic crossfield ball from Lexi Lloyd-Smith.
Link-up play from left to right. It's going to be key this evening. There's real opportunity for us to view that as well. Lovely punched ball into Izzy Goodwin. Really well defended at the far post from Brunez. Well, in the blink of an eye, we've seen what international football's about. That's half chance, millimetres away from giving England an early lead. Barry now having to do some defensive work and kept in by Tenabo. Now Brecken under pressure and foul given against England on this occasion.
Yeah, it was a little tug of the shirt on Brecken. Not enough for her to fall to the floor like she did, but it's good game management by the Norwegian.
Usterasken restarts us to Bragstad and nudged on to Alton. There's plenty of opportunity for the Norwegian side as well. It is a word that I feel I've used already 100 times tonight, but it's true when a World Cup's on the horizon. A Norway side that for some may have underperformed at senior level for a little while now. Yeah,
I agree. Obviously, they didn't do as well as they would have wanted in the last 2 Euros, actually. Trying to rebuild, because historically and traditionally Norway have always been in that sort of top rankings of the women's game. So trying to rebuild, and they're doing really well in their youth squad. So definitely a shout for them for the World Cup.
Doesn't feel that long ago, late 90s, early 2000s, they were arguably the best in the world up there with USA, certainly, and then, like you said, yeah, twice Euro runners-up in 05 and 13, but since 2015 not made it past the quarterfinals in a World Cup or a Euro. So this group will probably be looking at that and thinking a couple of good performances before 2027 rolls around, and they might themselves be on the plane to Brazil.
Of course, and that, you know, what will be in the back of their mind, in every Norwegian's mind, is that Euro 2022 loss against England, heavy loss. I think it was 8-0. And that'll always be etched in their memory, I think.
Fizzed out to Tenabo on this near side. Started lively, the left wing back. Lovely flick ball in and a little cushioned header from Omar Dottir. I think maybe even looking for the run of Ter Kevag off the shoulder of her. Instead it just sort of drifts wide, but in the blink of an eye, first real opportunity for the visitors.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it was almost Dottir there. The ball's just played in from Tenabo, but almost Dottir, which is a little bit concerning from England, unmarked in the box. Nobody picked her up, nobody locked onto her. They need to be careful about that, England. To be switched on at all times.
England throwing on the far side, which Jess Simpson can take. Much milder evening than we've had fairly recently, which is grateful for us in attendance tonight.
Yeah, I did get the heated gilet out and I was able to put it back in, so I'll leave that for another day.
That's the only time between now and February that it will be put away. I think it's going to be a cold one. Certainly plenty to warm those in attendance tonight, though, so far. Some excellent football on show, just awaiting the breakthrough. Here's Izzy Goodwin, one of those who many think might be the difference maker, and thus proving that here. Here's Erica Meg Parkinson, might let go, does! Just skips wide off the far post. Brilliant play, though, first from Goodwin and then Erica Meg Parkinson.
Yeah, really good work from Goodwin, and that's what you do. We've seen it in the WSL. She's so hard to get the ball. She plays it into Parkinson, we can just see on the replay, and it just opens up for her nicely, doesn't it? Catches it well, but doesn't get the direction she needs and doesn't test the keeper, but it shows her intent to get that shot off on goal.
That's Kevag trying to return the ball and does instead find Brecken. Back to Taya Kaivag, driving towards the byline. Murray Ward coming across and then brilliantly defended once more by Gracie Pryor.
It's exactly what you want from your centre-half, covering your left centre-half, coming around to cover your left full-back. And the beating, really good play from Gracie Pryor.
She has played a number of games at left-back as well, hasn't she, for Manchester City this season? So does that help when you've got the experience of playing at full-back, you know what a full-back wants?
I think so, and you know, those relationships have become easier, the connection becomes easier with that left-back as well. Yeah, you can read it a lot better.
Past 11 minutes or approaching that here at the Joy Stadium. Throw in for England through Murray Ward, thrown forward, nodded back into a good area from Oosteras and tidied up once more by Ruby Mace, who has that sort of elegant swipe of the ball, doesn't she? Nudges England out wide. Simpson to Lexi Lloyd-Smith, under pressure and maybe looking towards the referee, who gives the advantage. Lloyd-Smith once more. England patiently building with Maisie Simmons, tries to flick it on. It's a lovely attempt. Another one who has been a part of the senior camps rather than able to make her debut just yet, but I don't think that would be far away considering how consistent she's been for Brighton over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I agree, and she's been the real stable person in this squad as well, and she's putting performances in, week out, so I agree, it won't be long before she gets that first call-up for the senior side.
Bragstad searching longer and dealt with by Goldie and then Pryor. Now Barry. Murray Ward with a intelligent little prod back to Katie Cox, who can sweep away, and I suppose that's the bonus of having the physical presence of Izzy Goodwin up top. It's
when sometimes you don't see it used enough, where you miss that press out and go long, and you're right, you've got that kind of old-fashioned number 9 who can hold the ball up or run in and behind and exploit that space. Lovely
build-up play from Norway. Intercepted the pass from Brecken after a little back-heeled flick return from Amastotti. And then again, practicing a bit of patience though. Erica Meg-Parkinson clattered into by Emily Oosteras. A little bit of frustration from the Norway bench below us, who I think feel that opportunity opening up from Brecken maybe should have made more of.
Yeah, agreed. They've not had as much possession as they want, Norway. I think England have kept the ball really well in these opening 12, 13 minutes. Had a couple of chances as well, England, so started brightly.
Here's Bragstad. And pressing with Erica Meg-Parkinson. Scored 3 and 3 for the under-19s. Erica Meg-Parkinson, which was rewarded with a call up to the 23s and might make a difference here. Goodwin. Back to Mace. Simmons. Might think about a shot. Does strike it, Maisie Simmons, and caught it well.
It's really good technique from Maisie Simmons. The issue is it's straight at the keeper, isn't it? Drilled right down the centre of the goal, but if any young players are watching the technique of Maisie Simmons, she caught it really well. We'll just see on the replay here. There, just with the laces, lovely technique.
Here's Barry. England beginning to press. Goodwin at the near post and did ever so well. Deflected behind for an England corner.
Good work from England. Yeah, you can see the England players just a little bit confused. The referee was pointing for a goal kick, but I think she meant to corner, and it's eventually given as an England corner. Good movement from Izzy Goodwin in the box, wasn't it? Norwegian defender did well just to get in between. We see Kira Barry here just whip that ball in with great pace. Good defending from Norway.
Incredible goal record and goal return, Izzy Goodwin at Championship WSL 2 level, and to step up and start scoring in the WSL this season. Oh, fist to the edge of the area, Barry. And Parkinson might get the shot off, and does. It was a really nice hit as well. A lot of bodies it travelled through before the goalkeeper Eriksson got gloves on it.
Yeah, good work. You can see that was from the training ground, that set piece. Played out low into Kira Barry here. She just can't catch it, can she? Well, Parkin's able to pick it up, and that's a couple of long-range efforts she's had. It's definitely something they've talked about before this game to test that Norwegian keeper out.
That takes a certain characteristic as well, doesn't it? As one of the younger players in the group to come in, be given the number 10 shirt, which no matter what age group you're playing is a big shirt to fill, and then to have the impact that she's had already in the opening 15 minutes.
It takes confidence, and you can see she's got that confidence as well. Just see the replay, sorry, here of this melee, wasn't it? A tussle of legs and bodies, and how the referee worked that one out, I don't know.
Yeah, coming together, I think it was Maisie Simmons that was punished in the end. Back underway with central of the back three at times of Mia Outen. Now on that far side, Melgaard. Here's Bragstad once more. Tenebo wants it charged down brilliantly by Barry.
Yeah, good hustle by Barry. Been quite involved in the opens of this game, hasn't she? Really physical player. Probably isn't getting the minutes she would want at Manchester United. So great that she has these opportunities. She'll really want to make the most of it.
Clipped forward from Eriksson. Little knockdown. Oh, it's a thunderous tackle between Brecken and Mary Ward. Skips out for a throw-in. Norway, a couple of yards in front of the Norway bench, who nice and calm ahead of this one. It's one of those where you're always half an eye on the managers, don't you, and seeing how they interact and how they deal with certain situations. And thus far, I think both managers will be fairly pleased with the opening 15 or so minutes.
Yeah, I think England have been the better side. They've had the better opportunities. But yeah, Norway looks solid as well. They try and move the ball quickly and play through the units.
Gracie Pryor once more. Charged down, won an England throw-in. Well, I was going to make a comment about how at home she's looked, but obviously she is at home, so that probably shows a little bit the comfortability in the first early exchanges, and Gracie Pryor being one of the shining lights.
Yeah, I agree, and like we've already commented, she's had a really good start to her WSL career, and she's learning from some of the best defenders that England have ever produced, the likes of Alex Greenwood, who, to play alongside a player like that must be fantastic day in, day out.
Tenebo. Going to shift it inside, finds Brecken. The pressure immediately from Meg Parkinson and Kira Barry. Lovely spin from Bragstad. Intercepted and read brilliantly by Ruby Mace. Maisie Simmons to Gracie Pryor. Cox, who's known for distribution, come through the Chelsea Academy, on loan at Aberdeen currently. Intercepted and won back by Simpson. Now England can break. Lots of space on this near side for Kira Barry. Slide ball inside towards Izzy Goodwin. Just shut the door a little bit. Well defended.
It was a good carry by Jess Simpson, but just a wrong decision, wasn't it, to play that ball. She could have carried it a little bit more, or opened the ball up, just recycle it, maybe come back out again. But it's good positive play, isn't it? Looking for those forward passes, progressive passes through the phases.
England throw in a couple of yards into the Norway half. Here is Lexi Lloyd-Smith, who's been engaging every time she's got on the ball currently for England. Simmons, little flick ball around the corner, and Pryor immediately feeds it out to Mary Ward on this near side. Lots of space ahead for Kira Barry, who does get the ball. Slight mismatch there in terms of height from Bragstad and Erica Meg Parkinson.
Yeah, but it didn't stop Parkinson having a little go, did she? But put the pressure on again. They're playing, majority of this game has been playing in Norway's half, or even their defensive third, which is good pressure from this England side.
Ward does really well, first and second touch. Gets, I think, a toe on it as well. Skip out for a Norway throw-in, which the Ras gets the decision. Tenebo will take. Here is Per Inge Jakobsen, the Norway manager. A very impressive job last 18 months or so. Poland and Norway group have, to be honest. This Norway side are a difficult outfit to beat. Former Manchester United defender in Ronny Jonsson sat beside as well. Here's an opportunity maybe on this near side for Tenebo. Stands it across, it's a lovely delivery. Crying out for someone to get on the end of it.
Yeah, it was. It's really difficult. Those crosses played in behind the defenders. You know, all they could do is watch it how we see it here. Just played for Mosteris there into the left-hand side for Tenebo. And like you said, really difficult ball for England to defend, but lucky for them, there was no Norwegian on the end of it.
Charge down and England being pressed on the far side through Miller Melgar. England throwing once more though. Perhaps a bit more of a composed look at the opening 20 minutes from both teams as well. You see, certainly needs a little bit of that international football, that composure to settle your way into it and not show your hand a little bit too soon. Are we seeing that a little bit? Yeah,
possibly. Just trying to work each other out, and sometimes it's like a bit of a chess game, isn't it? But I do think, you know, particularly in these midfield areas, Ruby Mace and Maisie Simmons really showing their experience and quality, bossing that midfield for me so far in this game.
Well, it's a two that you would not be surprised to see starting a Lionesses game with it, as Lexi Lloyd-Smith tries a long ranger. Yeah, between Ruby Mace and Maisie Simmons, there's probably not many teams in the WSL they wouldn't start as a pair for as well, so they're as good as you're going to get, aren't they?
Yeah, excellent plays. Just seen this turn from Lexi Lloyd-Smith, who's looked, you know, exciting in the first opening period of this game. Again, another long-range effort.
Lovely through ball, and could be an opportunity for Melgar. Tries to pick out almost Ottier, but once again, Gracie Pryor equal to it.
Excellent defending from Gracie Pryor. She reads the game really well for such a young player as well, and she's got that tall physicality about her, nice long strides, able to come around and cover really well.
And we've seen as well how important that versatility is when you do step up to the senior team. You know, there are certain players that play centre-half every week that are required to play right-back, and that's a question for a lot of people, but that versatility is something that Serena Wiegman will value very highly, as Mary Ward, again, so brave underneath the high ball, and wins an England free kick.
Yeah, I agree, and I think with regards to squad selection, as a coach or a manager, you're always looking for that versatility. You want a player who can play in a number of positions, and I think in this day and age, lots of players can. It's definitely another string to your bow.
Well, we were talking beforehand, weren't we, when you arrived at Everton as a central midfielder and then began your playing days then as a centre-half. So that versatility has always been important, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think for me, yeah, that was my position, and the manager at the time, Mo Marley, saw me as a centre-half, which I was quite shocked about, but you know, then I went on to have a career as a centre-back and a right-back, really. So yeah, played those two positions.
I'm sure you didn't thank her at the time, but do you look back and think, I'm glad she had that conversation with me now?
Yeah, of course, for her to have the foresight as well to see that, and that's what made her the, you know, exceptional coach she was and still is, actually. But yeah, for her to see that, but yeah, I have her, Mo Marley, to thank for my career at Everton in England.
Lexi Lloyd-Smith now on the far side, and Jess Simpson on the overlap. Taya Goldie, another one of the London City Lionesses, on show this evening. Erica Meg Parkinson. Simpson, lovely reverse pass. Now there's a bit of space for Lexi Lloyd-Smith. Goodwin wants it at the near post, does find Izzy Goodwin. Looping header. Very nearly crept in at the far post, kept alive. Mary Ward across again to Goodwin, and England have the breakthrough. And usually when the ball ends up in the back of the net, it's off of the boot or head of Izzy Goodwin. She's got another, an England lead.
Great bit of play there from England, really good movement in the box from Izzy Goodwin, and she's such a clinical finisher. That's what they call her, the finisher, and she got a head on that, and she was powerful header. But really good work around the box from England, moving the ball quickly from right to left, recycled it well. Just in here, starts on the left-hand side with Lexi Lloyd-Smith, who puts in a really good ball. And it's Kira Barry, isn't it, who just recycles it. Mary Ward pops that in with pace. Izzy Goodwin has to get a head on it. And it's a powerful cross, isn't it, on that right-hand side. Directs it into the back of the net.
A little note for any young striker watching on. First chance doesn't quite go your way, immediately an option once more. 10 seconds later, second header, and you're picking out your first goal of the evening.
Yeah, really good work, and that's not easy to do from Goodwin as well. You know, she's the Norwegian defender is really quite tight to her. She does well to direct it into the back of the net.
England lead, although they've got some defending to do immediately, as Kaivag in possession, and free kick goes England's way. Now we might see the game change a little bit, might we, Lindsay?
Well, as we've said, I think England have been on top for the game. They've had majority of the chance. We've just seen this replay here, this foul on Meg Parkinson. She plays that really well, doesn't she? She just turns and uses her body really well to win that foul. But yeah, I think now we'll have to see Norway come at England a little bit more, try and get possession of this ball. But I think England have started the game really well, look really composed on the ball, and have used the ball out wide really well.
Pryor with the whole of the Joy Stadium ahead. Just into Mary Ward, who tick off an assist next to her name as well. Seeking Simpson out wide. England band in full force this evening.
It's like they heard you, Joe. Louder.
Synonymous, isn't it, with England games, wherever you are in the world. Love the idea they all just turn up with that in the car. Just no organisation, just, oh, Mike's here with the trumpet. England legends in their own right. Here is England's goal scorer this evening so far, Izzy Goodwin. Erica Meg Parkinson, loads of space on this near side for Mary Ward if Maisie Simmons can find her, which she does. Ward up against Tennerboat, drags it towards the byline and wins an England corner.
Yeah, as we said, they're using the width really well, and the wide players for England are keeping that width, particularly the fullbacks. Mary Ward's had quite a lot of joy on this right-hand side. I was just wondering if that ball could have missed Maisie Simmons out, went out direct to Mary Ward, try and get an early cross into the box.
England corner now to be taken by Jess Simpson. A lot of options, a couple lurking on the edge of the area as well, but it's swung in towards the near post. Goalkeeper's got a bit of a fist on it, not fully clear though, and smashed towards goal by Maisie Simmons. And it looked from our angle like it was going to creep in the top corner.
I was just waiting for the net to bulge. I thought that was going into top corner, but just misses that. I think that top post, you're just seeing the replay here, lovely whipped in corner, and there you just yeah, it was all, no wonder Maisie Simmons was smiling. It was always flashing over that bar, wasn't it? You could just see she was leaning back as she struck it.
Little flick on, could be a half chance now as Kaivag trying to surge through, really well defended from Taya Goldie. Got her body shape perfect, didn't she?
Yeah, good defender, and Taya Goldie is not only a good 1v1 defender, but her and the likes of Gracie Pryor, they're great ball playing centre-backs. Just see Ruby Mace just doing pirouettes with the ball, playing with loads of confidence at the moment. I think she started the game exceptionally well.
Mary Ward trying to swipe the ball on. It's almost like she plays the game on roller skates, isn't it? The way that she sort of glides. It's fascinating to watch. Just a very, very special footballer. Here's Maisie Simmons, another one of those. Nudged out wide. Mary Ward punched into Erica Meg Parkinson. Round the corner for Kira Barry. Dragged towards the near post. Izzy Goodwin was lurking again and thundered behind from Mia Alton for another England corner.
It's working really well down this right-hand side for England. Mary Ward pushing up high, but linking up in that relationship with Kira Barry is working really well. You can just see here this cross. It's really good cross from Kira Barry with pace. Well defended from Orton now, the Norwegian defender.
Another England corner. Another opportunity for Jess Simpson to whip it in with that left foot, high towards the far post. Goldie and Pryor had both come forward for it. It was Pryor, Goldie who'd got her head to it. Here's Ruby Mace. Now a little bit of space for Lexi Lloyd-Smith. Not fully clear all the way through to Simpson on the left foot. Just try to whip it in towards the near post.
They're really playing with confidence now, England. Lexi Lloyd-Smith find herself in quite a bit of room on that left-hand side. Fell nicely for Jess Smith. You can see why she took the shot on with her left foot. Just wasn't meant to be.
Norway try and play out, but it's a first touch of the evening for Emma Coates. England coach in conversation quickly with Mary Ward before we reset. Bit of a tangle. Here's Erica Meg Parkinson. You can see the shots graphic in the top left of your corner. 12 shots to Norway's 1. Kind of tells the tale of the tape so far, doesn't it, Lindsay, in terms of England's dominance?
Yeah, I agree. You know, they've started the game really well and really tried to, you know, punish Norway or use their opportunities further up the pitch. They've created plenty of opportunities. Not the goal as a reward.
Norway still seeking their first shot on target of the game. England's 5 have been racked up, a couple of long ranges as well, just to ensure the goalkeeper's gone through her warm-ups herself. A little sighter early on we've seen from Lexi Lloyd-Smith and also from Erica Meg Parkinson. Slight break in play as we've got an injury down. It's Taya Goldie needing a few moments from that collision. See it here, they're coming together. See Melgar and Taya Goldie. Back underway. Here's Pryor. Makes under pressure. Goldie does ever so well. Lent into, and it's a free kick in. Opportunity for England to slow things down a little bit if they need to. That game management comes into the final 15 minutes of this first half now. Erica Meg Parkinson. Here's Ward on the near side. Just in field for Kira Barry to chase after.
England have put a lot of pressure on Bergvind in that back line for Norway. She's really working hard against the likes of Kira Barry and Isabel Goodwin. Really good duels up there.
Just bounces out of play and an opportunity for England to maybe take a quick throw in. Mary Ward assessing the options before restarting. Another England throw in on this near side. Here's Pryor. Now Goldie beginning to step forward. Another one who played a pivotal role in London City Lionesses is step up to the top tier. Made a big impression since, haven't they? Here's Kira Barry. Tenebo. Launched forward and again calm, composed and relaxed the England skipper in Ruby Mace. starting to venture forward. Outside, that searing run is from Jess Simpson. You can see the ambition though, can't you? Every time England get on the ball, there seems to be a swarm of white shirts eager to get involved.
Yeah, I agree. And what's really pleasing to see from this England side is the way that they have variations of how they build from the back. They're happy to build through the thirds. They're happy to look for those diagonal balls, you know, miss the press out. And I think that's really difficult as the opposition, because you're not quite sure. It leaves it, you know, up for you're not quite sure what the opposition are going to do.
Around the corner, intercepted again though by that stubborn England backline who have defended brilliantly so far. They started to venture forward, and now Kira Barry. Harry Ward outside. Ruby Mace. To the final 10 minutes of this first half. First half in which England lead through brilliant piece of play between left to right. Lexi Lloyd-Smith involved, Kira Barry involved, Harry Ward involved, and then Isabel Goodwin nodding England in front. Looks like Norway might be thinking about a change. Goodwin. See in front of us, Jakobsen in deep conversation. Lloyd-Smith at the far post, bounces comfortably into the gloves of Eriksson.
Again, you can see what Kira Barry was trying to do. I don't think she wanted as much height on that ball, but it still hit the target player, Lexi Lloyd-Smith.
Simpson. Jess Simpson once more. Punched out wide, and England can filter it across the pitch, instead turn back and go out to that left-hand side. Left-hand side, which has proved profitable for England so far. Here's Mace. Lloyd-Smith. Thought about the in-swinger and then checked back and kept a hold of it.
So you can see now Norway in that low block where they're trying to make it really difficult for England to play through.
Lloyd-Smith. Flag does stay down and England win a corner.
It's a really good play from England because, as I just said, Norway are in that low block, got lots of numbers behind the ball. England have to move the ball quickly, looking for those little half spaces in between the units, and they're doing it really well.
Another England corner. Another chance for Goldie and Pryor to step forward. Goodwin's always a target. He's towards Pryor, I think it was. Goodwin tries to loop it back in. Nodded away only as far as Erica Meg Parkinson. Step overs, touch back inside, and really well defended. Mace. Here's Lloyd-Smith. Really intelligent run round the corner. Fist towards the near post. Brilliant play again.
Excellent play, starting with Ruby Mace. It didn't look like there was anyone to play with, and she just found the vision to find that pass and the run from Lexi Lloyd-Smith as well. And it was her turn of pace. Just get the yard on the Norwegian defender and put a really fizzed-in ball into the box to win the corner.
Corner to be taken once more by Jess Simpson on this near side. Towards the far post, good punch away from the goalkeeper. Stay forward though, and I hope another chance is going to be created. It will be swung in towards the near post, bounces all the way through, and very nearly in at the far post.
It's a wicked ball in. Maisie Simmons on that left-hand side, and like you say, it was how any player didn't get a touch on that. It's unbelievable. It took a wicked bounce just inside that 6-yard area. You see it here, whipped in. Wasn't sure, was that Kira Barry that it wasn't far from, who so close to getting a head onto that ball?
And Mazdottir, the Norway captain, having to ensure her feet are in the right position as well, because it's one of those where it's dangerously close to trying to get something on it and do your defensive work, and then it nearly nestles in the net as an own goal. Norway Norway trying to react immediately. A lovely ball over the top and chance for Melgar to latch onto it. Runs around the outside, brilliant tackle. It looked like a tackle from our end, but just into the gloves of Katie Cox either way.
Definitely looked like a tackle, but yeah, went straight into Katie Cox's hand. We just see the replay here. Maybe you can see why we both thought it was a tackle. Maybe a little bit of a toe on the end of that, I think. Joe?
I think so. Simpson. Lloyd Smith, lots of space on this near side if Ward can be found. Lovely ball out. England starting to get bodies forward. Delivery in was looking for the early run of Goodwin.
I think the only thing England can be guilty of is that, you know, those decision makings in those final moments, because they're 1-0 up, but really with the amount of possession, the amount of opportunities and efforts they've had on goal, really they'd want to be going in at least 2-0 up.
Intercepted again by Mason. Norway have 5 minutes to react in this first half. First half in which England have had the lion's share of possession and chances. And the score is so slender, still very much in the balance.
It's well read by Katie Cox there. Gracie Pryor knew she was on. It was Kaivag on her back shoulder. Knew she was there, but Katie Cox read it well and cleared her lines.
Lloyd Smith and Mace under pressure. Here's Goldie. Pryor almost teasing Kaivag into a challenge and then pops it off to Cox. And happy with possession. Brilliantly brave, isn't it? Here's Pryor. And starting to get bodies forward. Kira Barry tries to hang it up towards the far post, might skip all the way through to Lexi Lloyd-Smith. Simpson. Great feet again from Ruby Mace. Ward. Simmons on the half turn. Brilliantly done. Still going.
She wanted to get it onto her right foot, didn't she? She'd done all the hard work. Just couldn't really get it onto her right foot.
Goldie out to Pryor. Barry tried to spin between two. Seeks a bit of safety and recycling play with Gracie Pryor, and now Norway might be able to try and make a break with Brecken. Goodwin stolen it. Could be a chance for Izzy Goodwin. Tried to pick out Erica Meg Parkinson in the end, and for a bit of a melee, goes behind for an England corner.
Really unselfish play by Izzy Goodwin. I thought the shot was on for Izzy Goodwin, but she cut it back for her England colleague. Too many Norwegian defenders in there, though. Snuffed that chance out. It was brilliant work, wasn't it, by Ruby Mace in that centre midfield area. Won the ball back. Good high pressure.
England's 9th corner as we enter the final 2 plus whatever's added on. We're being told it might be another 1 to come. Could be a chance. Simmons with a hit. Really good save.
Yeah, good work from Simmons. She found herself with a lot of space in that 18-yard box, and this time kept a head over the ball. Straight at the keeper, though.
Here's Mace. 1 minute added on at the end of this first half. Barry does ever so well to skip away from Tenebo. Bragstad caught in possession by Ward. Kaivag all the way back to Bragstad, who stands up looking for Omarsdottir, who's been kept quiet so far. Really nicely fizzed out to the far side from Jorda. Brecken once more. Final play of the first half, in which it took a little while to get going. Both teams comfortable in possession. England the better of the two, and then Izzy Goodwin did find the breakthrough.
Yeah, I think England are very worthy of the 1-0 lead at the moment. I thought they've been dominant, particularly in those midfield areas. Ruby Mason, Maisie Simmons in particular, just dictating the play in those midfield areas. But I think the wide players, Lexi Lloyd-Smith, Kira Barry, Mary Ward in particular on this right back, getting wide, have played really well, and they're really good for that 1-0 lead.
Absolutely right. It's been a very, very good England performance in the first half. A performance that may have had a few more goals to show for it as well, but a comfortable and confident England lead at half-time. Here at the Joy Stadium, it's England 1, Norway 0. Being readied for Norway. Just wait to see who doesn't return to the field for the opposition. No changes for England planned, so stay as we were. Impressive first 45. We're hearing it's going to be Ter Kaivag who's going to be replaced by Martin Wenger, which will be a straight swap, I think, in the attacking areas. Well, we have got Chloe Sawi, who's got just a bib on for England, and the rest are in full tracksuit, so maybe see an England debut at some point. Only 16 years of age, and impressive first season as a senior, making a Champions League debut with Chelsea not that long ago. It's quite scary, isn't it? yeah, 16 and making your debut in the WSL, and possibly getting on in this under-23 game. Well, England with hard work in the first half that was paid off with Izzy Goodwin's breakthrough. Norway looking to maybe get themselves back into it quicker than anything else. Half-time change usually instigates there'll be a conversation within the dressing room, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so, and you know, I think you've got to. That's what these games are about as well. You want to get that. We talked about the start of the game. You want to get the result and a good performance, but you want to see players and give players an opportunity.
Flicked forward by Brunez towards the new arrival on the scene in Wenger. There she is, Martine Wenger. Now Melgaard. I'll square up. Taya Goldie steps inside, does really well. Well defended by Gracie Pryor. Melgaard's going to get another opportunity. Trying to work an angle. Ruby Mace not giving her any time to breathe, and wins the ball back, the England captain. Lexi Lloyd-Smith in a tight area. England showing that calmness, that composure and that experience as well. Really nicely done.
Excellent work from England, playing out in those, like you say, those tight spaces, particularly Ruby Mace, to be so confident to play in those tight spaces, win the ball back and play it out, distribute it well.
Stepping forward here, now Gracie Pryor. Carrying over the halfway line for England now, Kira Barry. Bit of a bounce into Tenabo, who wins the first contact, and it'll be an England throw-in. Here is Katie Cox. Time for England to play the patient approach. The luxury you can do when you're in the lead. Taya Goldie. Now Pryor. Simmons to Simpson, lovely ball in, and Goodwin trying to flick it towards the far post.
Yeah, good work on this left-hand side. Really nice whipped in ball by Jess Simpson. Again, Izzy Goodwin is the target player. Just see on the replay here, nice whipped in ball by Jess Simpson. Goodwin does well to get a foot on it, but just can't direct it. She's trying to play it into that back far post area, just over the bar.
Forward from Eriksson. Lexi Lloyd-Smith volleys it forward. Play USA at Crinton on Monday evening. Plenty of tussles over the years between England and USA.
Yeah, 100%. Such a, obviously, physical side. Have some quality players.
They seem to be, for a long time, they were certainly the measurement, weren't they, as to how good you are in world football. And my coach spoke about the privilege of playing an international fixture like that just before Christmas break for a lot of teams, and obviously the NWSL season fully aligning with that. So
yeah, and you want to test yourself against the best in the world, and that's what these games are about, aren't they, for England?
Lovely floated ball forward, and Melgar could be in. Really well tidied up again by Taya Goldie.
Let's read it really well, Taya Goldie, and I think both of these centre-backs, Gracie Pryor, Taya Goldie, read the game well. Good ball playing centre-halves as well.
Goodwin gets a second bite at it, tries to fizz it through to Barry. Here's Erica Meg Parkinson. Now a bit of space for Mace. Simpson immediately on to Lloyd-Smith, and England look to up a level when Lexi Lloyd-Smith gets on the ball, immediately crowded out by two. Probably the biggest compliment you can have as a winger when they start to double up on you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what you want. And as you're doubling up, that's great defending. But if you don't win that ball, that makes there's definitely space elsewhere on the pitch to exploit.
Pryor. Now Barry. Starting to make ground on that far side. Tried to get the cross in, but just run out of turf a little bit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because it was a great run on that right-hand side, really positive, driven run. The cross didn't affect anybody in this area for England.
Seeing Emma Coates, so I'm sure will be pleased with the night's work so far. No hint of any movement on the England bench so far, though. Simmons' header. Lexi Lloyd-Smith keeps it in play. Bounces out for a Norway throw-in. England throw-in, excuse me.
Started a little bit like the game started. It's a bit bitty. No one's really got control of the game yet.
England fans, I think, sensing that a little bit and trying to give the team an extra couple of percentage with the England chants that are coming out now. Here's Mace. Now Goldie. Really nicely done. Lloyd-Smith looked like she was fouled. Still not enough to stop Lexi Lloyd-Smith. Simmons with options ahead. One of those is Ruby Mace. Ward. Lovely turn. Erica Meg Parkinson. Very nearly found that far corner.
Really good turn by Parkinson. You could see she's already looking on her back shoulder and just turns with the ball with her rear foot. You can see here, lovely. Gets it onto her left foot. She's complaining that she didn't get a corner. She's right to do so. This comes off the Norwegian defender.
Yeah, should have been a corner.
She reminds me a little bit of Jess Parkinson with that low centre of gravity. Really good, tight, close ball control and can turn players really well.
Another one who's a bit of a legacy in Manchester. Goodwin. Tucked out wide to Barry. Delivery in is an early one, headed away only as far as Mace. Lovely awareness, just to know that on her shoulder imminently was going to be Fenger. Barry. Fizz low this time. Flicked away only as far as Simmons. Lovely first touch. And keeps possession. Simpson. Now Goldie. I guess this is also a test of patience at times, because there'll be teams that aren't as adventurous as Norway, or aren't as, use the word loosely, but aren't as well travelled as a Norway side, that will come here and set up deep as Izzy Goodwin tests the goalkeeper. So you're always looking at little advantages you can gain from this game, aren't you?
Yeah, of course, and you want to test yourself against all various different types of formations, and at this moment in time, you know, Norway look to play that low block, so how do you break it down? How do you play through it?
Ward tried to scoop it into the path of Parkinson and kept alive. Mary Ward. Pryor. Nice one-touch football from England. Goodwin could be in. Angle was narrowing. Took a deflection, be another England corner. Really nice build-up play, though. Yeah,
excellent play. 1 and 2 touch, just on the edge of the area. But it's the movement off each other and the relationships as well that England have. We just see here Meg Parkinson starting with that driven, positive pass into Izzy Goodwin. This was the chance earlier, wasn't it, when Goodwin found herself in acres of space. Fantastic save by Eriksson in goal. And here we see the second chance there. Goodwin again involved.
Just having some treatment for the Norway goalkeeper, Eriksson. You usually see when a goalkeeper goes down, they all sort of scurry towards the benches for almost like a conversation of some sorts, but it does look like the goalkeeper is actually in need of treatment on this occasion.
Yeah, it's a tactical timeout, isn't it? That's what they do in this game. But yeah, it looks like Katie Cox there, just getting a little bit of treatment, which is interesting, isn't it? Because she's not really had much to do in the game.
Yeah, we're trying to see. There's no England goalkeeper that has been sent out to warm up currently, so I don't think it's something that will too much of a problem for Katie Cox, who's stretching it out. Maybe just a little bit of discomfort, but looks okay now, thankfully. It's had a good evening's work so far as well, Katie Cox.
Yeah, the times that she's been needed, she's come off a line really well, read that really well, and distributed the ball well. Solid.
That'll be an England corner. Everyone back in position. Little cluster of England shirts on the edge of the area, led by Izzy Goodwin. Fizzed low this time. Would have been nice if Kira Barry would have latched onto the end of that.
Yeah, the Norwegian team read it well. Was it Amosdottir? Just read that well, but again, they've tried that on the training pitch. They've tried it twice tonight. Jess Simpson and Kira Barry.
It's Taya Goldie, centre circle for England. Fired in early, but it will skip all the way through to Eriksson in goal. A couple of England players going through some warm-ups below us. Olivia McLaughlin being one. We might see a change fairly soon. Norway are certainly looking at maybe making a change their own as well.
Yeah, I think for Norway, they made that sub at half-time. Wenger come on, and she looked really lively in the first few minutes, but we've not really seen much of her since. So I think if they want to create some more opportunities, they need to look to maybe change the plays on the pitch.
We're going to see a double change for England shortly. Maisie Simmonds, one of those who might be departing the scene, nudged out wide to Ward. Support in the space of Ruby Mace. Olivia McLaughlin and Evie Rabjohn. Another player being ready. Taya Goldie, we're being told, is second England player. See as England changes very soon.
Yeah, you can just see that Maisie Simmonds is just not hobbling, but she's not moving as freely as, you know, we've seen her in the game.
Especially with, as we mentioned, quite a quick turnaround before the game on Monday evening. I suppose when you're in a position, when you're in the lead like that and in such an integral player, almost want to be overly cautious, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. I think, you know, the game, both big games, Norway and USA, but if you'd really want that, a real test against that USA side on Monday evening.
Norway still posing plenty of threat, though, as we creep towards the hour mark. Here's Alton. Outside her is Brunes. All the way back to the goalkeeper, and England's press is working nicely. Bragstad tries to go a little bit more direct towards Omarsdottir. Parkinson. Mace. Barry under pressure from Ustaras. It's been, like you said, Lindsay, it's been sort of quite broken in terms of the start of this second half. Is that still favour England?
Well, I think so at the moment.
That's a lovely ball through. Katie Cox for just ensuring that she is fully fit, and absolutely is, because makes some good ground with the clearance as well.
Yeah, you want that from your keeper. She's not involved for big parts of the game, but nice and lively, focused at all time. But yeah, to go to your point, I think, you know, it hasn't been as fluid from either side, and particularly from England in that first half. But I think they've still dominated and still look dangerous going forward, England.
There's Erica Meg Parkinson, who has been involved in pretty much everything that England have done from a creative aspect in the second half so far. The pressure from Ustaras is, yeah, Olivia McLaughlin is going to be introduced alongside Evie Rabjohn fairly soon. Olivia McLaughlin, who's played really well in the previous camp. Another one who came through at Aston Villa and was very, very highly thought of. Played quite a bit of football and is very highly thought of up in Scotland. Played for Rangers as well. You've got two massive clubs on your list already in Aston Villa and Rangers, and obviously now playing football back in the WSL of Leicester City at a very young age. That kind of says all you need to know about a player, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I've heard really good things about her, and she's such a positive player, plays with lots of energy, leaves everything on the pitch.
Simpson trying to run around the outside. It's not going to get the credit it deserves. That little spin and pirouette whilst keeping hold of possession from Erica Meg Parkinson a second ago. We're going to see that England double change now. Well, I think we are. They're stood in front of us, ready to come on. We're just waiting for the referee to acknowledge, and yet we are seeing that double change now. Yeah, you can see immediately it's nothing too concerning, but doesn't look the freest moving Maisie Simmonds.
Yeah, she's not walking freely. could be anything. You know, hopefully nothing too serious for Maisie Simmons.
Well, I think all you need to know, England's number 8 has gone straight down the tunnel with a bit of a grimace and a physio. So hopefully we will see her in Accrington on Monday evening. Now Norway looking to build their way back into this one. Simpson with a little bit of space in front. Parkinson out to Lloyd Smith. Wonderful close control. Trying to go around the outside, and I think it's come off the Norway defender. It has, off of the shins of Camilla Melgaard, and it'll be an England corner.
Good work from Lexi Lloyd-Smith. She's powerful, isn't she? She's quick, got good feet, but happy to go 1v1 with Melgaard there. Wins a corner.
You almost make your own luck, don't you, as an attacker, when you show that directness and that bravery to surge forward. Here's Barry. Might think about the shot, Kira Barry. Does. Stuck under her feet a little bit, but made a decent fist of it anyway.
It's good defending from Fenger in the end. Did enough to put her off. But again, another strong, powerful player. We can just see here. Does well to make some room. Lucky not to get pulled back. Maybe Fenger a little bit. Has her hands around her waist.
A little under half an hour to play here at the Joy Stadium. England still lead by a goal to nil thanks to Izzy Goodwin's header midway through the first half. Almost got it. Under pressure from Pryor, does really well to keep a hold of it. Brecken tries to flick it beyond for Melgaard to latch on to, but it's well defended by Simpson, and now McLaughlin under pressure. And Mace. Pryor once more. Brecken can try and get Norway moving again in the opposite direction. We're seeing that there's a couple of Norway players that are going through some what look like final bits of preparation before they're introduced. Here's Simpson. Cox under pressure. Mace again. Looks like she's got all the time in the world, doesn't it?
It really does. And to have that so much composure like that on the edge of your 18-yard box when the ball's fizzed in at your pace. As a goalkeeper, that gives you so much confidence that you can do that with your midfielder.
I think we're going to see another potentially double change for England. Here's Lloyd Smith. One of those double changes will be Chloe Sawi, who, as we alluded to at half-time, has been brought into the, promoted into the 23 squad during camp, and might make an England under-23s debut at 16 years of age. All the way back to Eriksson. Can you enjoy those moments as a player when you get given the opportunity for the first time, or are you so sort of engrossed in the game and focused on what's happening you don't get a chance to sort of take yourself out of that moment?
It's hard when you're such a young player to kind of put that in perspective, I think, and you just think about, right, I've got to do a good job. But hopefully, you know, Chloe, people have been in her ear, and she is only 16, so hopefully she can come on and enjoy it.
Rabjohn trying to strike from distance. Yeah, we were talking beforehand, weren't we, about sometimes it might take until you retire to have an opportunity to sit down and look back at what you've achieved, and it must be really difficult once you achieve something in the game that's so monumental, like, you know, yourself of winning your first England cap. We were talking about that earlier, weren't we, and how can you enjoy that moment, or is it then becoming, right, this is what I need to do now? You get 5 or 6 minutes to enjoy the selection, but then it's into sort of professional match mode.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it's at that point I probably didn't enjoy it or really think what it meant. It was all about, all right, I'm going to perform.
Goodwin flags up for offside.
Yeah, really tight call that, and I think the lineswoman gets it right. But fantastic ball into Izzy Goodwin. Yeah, just offside. But yeah, just I think it's difficult, and I probably didn't enjoy my first cap as much as I would have liked to. I was more thinking about the performance, doing well, a little bit of rabbit in headlights. So hopefully, you know, Chloe, when she comes on, because it does look like she's going to come on, she's going to come on and enjoy it, embrace it. But you're young, aren't you? You don't think about your older years. And definitely when you're a little bit older and more experienced, you do appreciate that a little bit more.
Special night, especially coming on as an England player when England are in the lead, which they still are, thanks to Izzy Goodwin. Midway through that first half, Norway have built into more of a comfortable rhythm in the second half, haven't they?
I think they've had more of the possession, but you know they've got to come in at England if they want to get anything out of it.
Really nicely done from McLaughlin. Lovely spin from Ruby Mason is brought down. Norway going to make a triple change of their own. Nilsson, Almhagen and Johansson are going to be the three. Just waiting to see if those changes are going to be introduced now, which they are. Norway triple change will be. No, England have played on. Camilla Melgard, I think, is going to be one of those departing, and I don't think there'll be too many from an England perspective. Sad to see her sat back down. Stepping forward is Simpson. Under pressure and one back. Nicely kept a hold of as well from Yorda. Now space. Parkinson picking out Evie Rabjon. And also going to introduce Sarah Brazzero. Mace. McLaughlin into the feet of Goodwin. I suppose games like this always have that. When the changes, they do tend to disrupt the flow of the game a little bit, but when a half hasn't really got going to the extent, we'll come back to that because Lexi Lloyd-Smith might take that upon herself to change. Good delivery in. Fully cleared though, England trying to make something of it. Ward. Parkinson. Loads of space on that far side for Ward now. Good ball in towards the near post, just evades Kira Barry a little bit and skips into the grateful clutches of Eriksson.
She does well to get the cross in. Mary Ward, right out near the corner flag. Yeah, I think it's been a little bit fragmented this second half, definitely from an England perspective.
Could be a chance here as Kira Barry picks up the pieces and England will have a corner. Exchanges they are going to happen now, I think. Sometimes you see managers delay it, don't you, from a set piece, but ready to take their place. Sarah Brazzero and Chloe Sawi. It'll be Lexi Lloyd-Smith, the first player to depart. Leaves her impact on the game, having created a number of chances in the first half and played a key part in the England goal.
And a second substitution for England, replacing number 3, Jess Simpson.
Jess Simpson, the other player to be replaced.
Number 23, Chloe Sawi.
The Norway changes, I think, are going to be paused until after this set piece.
Yeah, you can never make a defensive change at a set piece.
Corner to be taken then. First chance for Sarah Brazzero to play her part. Hung up really nicely as well. Fryer was lurking with intent. Ward. Barry. Oh, just slipped under pressure, and hey, Parkinson's done brilliantly, and anticipation as well as the determination to keep a hold of it.
Yeah, really good work from Parkinson. She's had a great game this evening, really good offensively, but can show that she can turn it on defensively as well. Not afraid to put a tackle in.
Here is that triple Norway change now then. And it is Camilla Melgaard, the first player to depart. But Sela Nelson. We're also seeing Stina Brecken to be replaced by Sin Auna Haugen.
Number 14, Sela Auna Haugen. And replacing number 17, Anna Braut-Brunes. Number 5, Lionesses.
And the final change is Brunes off for Lode Johansen. So we might see a little bit of a reshuffle. We are, in fact. Tenabo is going to come over to this right-hand side now. A little bit of a reshuffle as well. Looks like Emily Bragstad is going to come to the right-hand side of the back three as well. So a shuffle in personnel and a shuffle in shape as well. First header from Gracie Pryor, now Brazzero. Lovely first touch. Brilliant close control. Sawi now in possession for England. Ahead of her is Erica Meg Parkinson. Well, we've mentioned how good a side this Norway team are. They don't suffer defeats that often. Only been beaten twice inside 90 minutes since England beat them a couple of years ago, which is quite a record, you know, and they play a lot of competitive fixtures as well. 2-2 draw with France in the last camp was a classic of a game. There'll be a lot of positives to be taken from this England performance.
I think so, and I think I know England have only scored 1 goal so far, but definitely in that first half could have had another couple. They've made plenty of opportunities, created lots of opportunities against a very good, like you say, defensively organised side in Norway.
Well refereed there. You see that quite often, don't you? It's almost a cheap yellow card that an opposition player can get someone, but can make Parkinson given the benefit of the doubt that it was not obstructive and more quick retake. Nudged out wide. England's press has been on show in the second half and restricted Norway to very little. Once more, Mace carrying England forward, slides it in towards Brazzero. It's a nice idea and well defended, and Eriksson happy to step out and pick up the pieces.
When England win that ball in that, they're so quick in that transitional phase, which is, you know, really good, positive play, but sometimes just put the brakes on, assess, is there a different pass? Can we come back out the other way?
Here's Bragstad. Lena Gunning-Williams is going to be the next introduced for England. Bragstad going long again. Looking for almost dot here, but once more, Gracie Pryor was first to it. Underlapping run from Sela Nilsson. Defended really well from McLaughlin. Nicely done as well to play in a really tight area. Now Brazzero, a good win ahead. Inverted run by Kira Barry has dragged the defender away. Hearing that the change might signal the end of Izzy Goodwin's evening.
Yeah, I think she's had a really good game. I think a little bit quieter in this second half, but caused all sorts of problems in that first half and obviously got the goal.
has led the line brilliantly tonight, England's number 9. And if that is the final involvement that Izzy Goodwin has on this game, it's not a bad mark to leave, having scored the only goal of it. And it is indeed the number 9 that is thrown up. You can see why she's getting a rapturous ovation as she departs the turf this evening, because of this header. That is the difference so far.
Yeah, she's had a really good game. Deserved that goal. Could have had another. I think Bragstad for Norway will be pleased that Izzy Goodwin has gone off the field.
I think, yeah, and it does look as such. It looks like Kira Barry's going to go and be that focal point for England. Lena Gunning-Williams is going to go and play off the right. Another one who's started to get a few more WSL minutes for Tottenham Hotspur this season. A couple of years ago, had a loan spell at Ipswich Town, which was absolutely brilliant. Something like 10 goals in 8 games, I think it was. Frighteningly good.
Yeah, I've seen her play a couple of times and she's got frightening pace. She's like lightning. So I think it's just working on that clinical sort of finishing part of her game, which will come as she gets older.
Intercepted by Erica Meg Parkinson, who's under pressure again, but real tussle between herself and the anchor of the Norway midfield in Juliana Jorda. Here's Mace, space to run into as well. No one really ahead, but Gunning-Williams making up ground at the far post. Mace might go alone. Really well defended. Sawi keeps it in. Meg Parkinson flicks it between her feet and then tried to feed it in towards the near post. Well dealt with. Rabjon. Lovely spin again from Mace. Meg Parkinson might seek that near post, and it's a good strike, and the goalkeeper was scampering a little bit, but it's a good save in the end.
Yeah, it's a good save, and I think the numbers that Norway get behind the ball restricted England there to a long-range effort. But really good play. They're moving the ball, the build-up play. We're just in the replay here from Parkinson. I think it was going to go wide, but keeper had it covered. The build-up play for England is really good at times. It's just that final ball or the decision-making, I think he's just working on a little bit. But at times, the amount of space Ruby Mace has as well, who has been fantastic for England this evening.
Yeah, proper captain's performance from Ruby Mace tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah, bossed that midfield, but as the game's opened up in the second half, she's found herself higher up the pitch, really trying to exploit the spaces.
Lovely clip ball through, and it could be a real opportunity on this near side. Sawi does excellently well. Brilliant defending. Oh, we win it back, though. Tenebo might be offside. Flag stays down, good delivery in. Headed away by Rabjon. Brazero trying to work something. Barry, nobody ahead of Kira Barry, but waits for reinforcements and has that in Meg Parkinson, who's put in a shift tonight already.
Yeah, I think that's fun. I think that's really good from Parkinson. She knew she wasn't going to win that battle. She looked a little bit tight. She's covered a lot of ground throughout this game. And just took one for the team. Good game management.
Seeing the change now as Juliana Jorda, as Monica Isaacson comes on. To the final 10 here at the Joy Stadium. Thundering into attack on that far side is Gunning-Williams. It might start to get a little bit more direct from Norway, because Time is ticking away and really well defended. Quick off a line from Katie Cox. How important is that as a goalkeeper? Because she's not been heavily involved, but a couple of times her concentration has been called upon. She's been absolutely at it.
She's been on it, and it's really difficult as a keeper to be, you know, to stay that focused and concentrated, and you do that by communicating with your back four. And I think Katie Cox has, when she's been called upon, has been excellent tonight.
Here's Rabjon. Intercepted and stepped forward is Bragstad. Now almost Dottir in a tangle with her opposite captain. Oh, really good feet, and wins a foul in a good area for Norway as well.
It's good play by the ref. She played advantage, didn't she? Allowed Norway to carry on. It's really important that England switch on though towards the latter parts of this game. Just seeing it here. It's a great footwork. Yeah, I think just wins that free kick in a really dangerous area.
Now an opportunity. We've not seen too much required of Katie Cox and the England backline in this second half from a Norway perspective. So as we tick closer to the 90, all it takes is for one moment of magic. Is this the moment? Silla Nilsson stood over it. It was nicely worked. It was a lovely idea, but the execution not quite at the level that Silla Nilsson would have liked.
Yeah, just too much pace on that ball for Nilsson.
Here's Mace.
See this replay here. Everyone's set up on that right-hand side, and the ball's played into the left pocket of space. Just too much pace, right idea.
She got the jump as well, didn't she, almost Dottir? If it had been on a plate for her, then Katie Cox would have had something to do. Norway coach, you might be able to hear from our commentary position, a little bit more vocal, ensuring that their team are pressing and trying to make sure England don't have a way out. But Gracie Pryor finds a door where there was none. Excellent play. Now McLaughlin's fouled.
Excellent play by England, in particular Gracie Pryor. The footwork and the confidence to go between the two Norwegian players.
Back into a central area and brought down at the first time from Monica's Isaacson, who I've seen a huge amount of since being introduced. Bounces out for an England throw-in. Going to see another Norway change before the end of the evening. It'll be Thea Sorbo. Here's Pryor. Bounces on for Kira Barry. And an England corner again.
She's worked hard all game, Kira Barry, on that right-hand side, and a lot of running. She's a willing runner, but really physical and powerful as well.
Norway change, as you mentioned before, not going to be deployed on a defensive set piece. McLaughlin wants it short. Zero instead stands it up towards the far post. It's towards Rabjon with a looping header.
Really good floated delivery in. Rabjon just couldn't get over the ball, could she? Over the bar.
Change sees Tenabo for Sorbo. In a similar position, going to play out on this right-hand side. Maybe even push a little bit further forward though. He's more of an attacking player despite the low squad number. McLaughlin can't quite keep it in play as the England band senses the final whistle's not too far away. Bit of Sweet Caroline being deployed on the drum.
Katie Cox goes a little bit more direct, looking for Kira Barry. Rabjohn, who's done really well at the heart of the England defence since coming on.
Yeah, we can see that Bragstad in another battle, this time with Kira Barry, just holding on to her. Gives away the free kick.
You mentioned it not long ago, but it's been very impressive all evening. Either wide or through the middle as Kira Barry, isn't she? Floated up by Mace, looped back in, volley not fully cleared. Erica Meg Parkinson underneath it. Ward, you can see the idea. Pryor. Here's Mace. Sawi venturing forward. You can see the idea to prod it into the path of Barry.
Just too much on it from Chloe Sawi. Again, I think two influential players tonight, Ruby Mace and Parkinson. Just had lots of the ball. As soon as the ball's at their feet, Norway cannot get anywhere near it. Really just dictated that midfield area for England.
So we're going to have 5 minutes added at the end of the 90. Mace gets on the ball again, but Amos-Dottir wins it back. Now there's a foot race, but once again, Gracie Pryor hasn't put a foot wrong tonight. We're edging closer to the 90 and 5 that will be added on. I think, can you see the fact that Gracie Pryor has made that break into the Manchester City first team? Can you see that experience? Is that what we're seeing on show tonight?
I think you're right. You can see that, there's so much composure on the ball, and you've just, nailed it there. She hasn't put a foot wrong all night, all evening, and every time the ball goes through, you just feel confident that England can keep possession of. There's going to be a progressive pass forward.
So are we giving Erica Meg Parkinson something to chase, and she's going to get there as well. Support arriving in terms of Brazzero and Gunning-Williams. Now back to Kira Barry. First touch just edged away from her a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, fantastic run by Meg Parkinson on this left-hand side. She opts to go back inside onto her right foot. I thought she might have whipped it in with her left. Kira Barry picks it up, and like you say, just forced out wide. See here, lovely footwork in the area from Meg Parkinson. Just wasn't on for Kira Barry. Just rushed into making a shot.
Probably felt like we'd said her performance tonight deserved a goal, didn't it? So we've got 5 minutes to play. 5 minutes for England to see out what's been a very impressive night's work here at the Joy Stadium. There's Chloe Sawi. Erica Meg Parkinson once more. Brazzero's charged down immediately, swarmed by red shirts, and I think for a second there we saw the fact that maybe Norway know it's now or never. Chloe Sawi's been brilliant, by the way. Another one that looks so composed in possession. I mean, every England player has done tonight. It's obviously a way that Emma Coates has got the team playing, but the composure of substitutes to come on and just get up to speed immediately is a real skill, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree, and you want to, you want to fit into the team who are playing with confidence, but for your own performance as well. And you're right, Chloe Sawi must have had some nerves. I think the referee's definitely got that one wrong.
Yeah, I thought Kira Barry had done brilliantly to win a corner for England there, but decision has gone the way of the visitors. Here's Pryor. Cox into the feet of McLaughlin. Lovely first time cushion pass to Rabjohn. Sawi does brilliantly again.
Unfortunate for Sawi there. She does all the hard work. Real good burst of pace. Just that final ball.
Could be a chance on the overlapping run from Sorba. I thought the flag might come up. Again, well defended.
She used her body exceptionally well then, Sai. See how much she put in it. She went flying.
Cox forward. McLaughlin, the pressure from Nielsen. Oh, now a bit of space for Sarah Brazzero. 3 England bodies ahead. One of those is Erica Meg Parkinson, who might latch onto the end of it. Inches away from making contact. Really nice idea.
Excellent run by Meg Parkinson. She's been really influential in that 10 tonight. Really progressive run forward, and Brazzero nearly picked her out with a pinpoint pass.
Flag is up for offside from the earlier phase. Well, you can see the shot count in your top corner. 23 shots to the solitary 1 from the Norway side, and 9 on target for England tonight.
Which is really emphatic, isn't it? And really good that England are creating those opportunities, but Emma Coates will probably look at, we need to convert those opportunities.
Brilliant tackle from Mace. Flicked around the corner as well for Lena Gunning. There's a little bit of added pressure, isn't there, when you've got the armband on, when you are one of the more experienced players within the camp. Sometimes players can feel that. I think it's emphatic to say that Ruby Mace has not felt that a beat tonight. She has been imperious.
Yeah, but, you know, lots of good players for England tonight, but I think Ruby Mace, over the course of the 90 minutes, has been the best player this evening. And it's hard for a player like Ruby Mace, who's on that periphery of the England senior squad, has to balance that. But tonight, you can tell that her focus has been purely on this game tonight, and really, really led the team exceptionally well.
And also, you know, the pressure of being the big signing for Everton in the summer, and to come in and play in an Everton side that pre-season a lot of people felt might have had a better start than they have done. You know, has played in a number of different positions, and as you pointed out in the second half, played a lot more advanced in this second half, but has played at centre-half for Everton, midfield for Everton, and showing her versatility and quality.
Yeah, I agree, and I think at the moment she's playing in that centre-half position for Everton, but ideally they will want to play in higher up the pitch because she's so influential further up the pitch, and she can score goals as well. So I think that's what they'll want for further in the season. But she should be really proud of her performance tonight because she's been exceptional.
Well, whenever you get the opportunity to captain your country, it must be a very proud evening and a performance to match it. Only a few moments away from an England win this evening here in Manchester. Still might have a bit of defending to do before then, though. Referee Phoebe Cross just ensuring that the restart is in the right position. Now Eriksson stepping forward. England down to 10 currently, obviously, with Mace now rejoining the action. Oh, Gunning-Williams might get there, you know. Gunning-Williams might get there, you know. Oh, and the flick on. Gracie Pryor's got to get brilliant defending, Gracie Pryor. Not fully cleared, though. Little ranger from Fenger. Mace and Pryor between them can deal with it, and now might step forward. Brazzero dragged to the ground, really well defended. Gracie Pryor once more.
What a touch. She was done, wasn't she, for pace? She was on her back shoulder. How she recovered to be able to hook that ball away from the Norway striker. I think it was Austrius. Fantastic defending from Gracie Pryor. Just see here, Brazzero winning that free kick at a really important part of the game when England were under fire from that Norway press.
Leos Tarasco's in the book for that. First booking of the game, and it's taken 95 minutes to do so. Or England might have a chance to extend it before the whistle goes, although I think that will be a lot, and that will indeed. A very comfortable, comprehensive and assured England performance. A game of tight margins, a game separated by Isabel Goodwin's goal halfway through the first half. A very, very good England display tonight, Lindsay.
Yeah, I agree. I think they were dominant throughout that first half in particular, dominated that midfield area, particularly Ruby Mason, Maisie Simmons in that first half. And I think it continued a bit more fragmented in that second half with the subs, and lost momentum at times, but still created plenty of opportunities and some standout performances from the likes of Ruby Mason, who we mentioned. I thought Kira Barry, Izzy Goodwin, Gracie Pryor, some fantastic performances, and I think Emma Coates will be really pleased with the performance. Just missing that second goal for me.
Yeah, absolutely, an assured performance, and if you look at the stats, it probably doesn't quite tell a 1-0 game, but England were very, very good at times tonight and head into Monday night's test against USA in fine form.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, it's important to go in with a win under your belt and a strong performance. They'll probably work on those clinical finishing inside the box, because that's what was missing tonight. But on a whole, really good performance, sets them up nicely for that game against USA.
Absolutely, it's been a good evening's work for Emma Coates and the England squad, who have finished the game here as 1-0 winners against Norway at the Joy Stadium. Well, it was a first half where few chances were created, but those that were created were good openings for England, Lindsay.
Yeah, really good, as we said in that first half. Good crossfield ball from Lexi Lloyd-Smith with her right foot, played it into Kira Barry. You can see here it's just whipped in, and Kira Barry just can't sneak it in. You can see what she's trying to do, get it into that far post.
All that work coming down the left-hand side for England early on. Lexi Lloyd-Smith heavily involved again, and this would prove to be the opening and the only goal of the game.
Yeah, well worked and good, really good from Kira Barry to keep that ball moving, recycle it outside on that right-hand side to Mary Ward, into Izzy Goodwin, who, like we said, had all the work to do. This really good whipped-in ball from Lexi Lloyd-Smith. But it's here, you can see, driven in cross. And Izzy Goodwin has to control it. Does so really well and drills it into the back of the net.
It's a really good finish and a proper centre-forwards goal, isn't it? The first header wasn't quite in the far corner, the second header she makes absolutely sure is. Kira Barry, who's did a lot of tireless work this evening, probably deserved to be a bigger part than the pass to the assist beforehand, but an all-round good performance from England so far, and you can see that continued, because another good opportunity here with Maisie Simmons eventually going close.
Yeah, it was a good whipped-in corner for England, but Maisie Simmons putting under pressure from the Norwegian defender, but leaning back into it is always going to go over the bar.
And into the second half, England again on the offensive. Goodwin, this occasion just looping over the far post.
And she probably has a little bit more time than she thought as well, Izzy Goodwin. It's a nice whipped-in ball, Jess Simpson there, but Izzy Goodwin takes it first time, and really difficult shot to control.
Some really nice link-up play between England's number 10 and England's number 9, and again, Izzy Goodwin forcing a good save out the goalkeeper. Yeah,
this was great. Turn of pace from Parkinson, just slips it in with the outside of her boot. Izzy Goodwin shoots with power, venom, And Eriksson in goal gets down nice and solidly.
Another of those two linking up, and again, Izzy Goodwin not too far away.
Yeah, she gets her shot off, but a little bit more of an acute angle. And I think it's Orton for Norway who is able to get an interception there.
England have made the most out of set pieces this evening, and Kira Barry heavily involved here as a shot probably not the ending to an evening she'd have liked.
Yeah, she does all the hard work tonight, Kira Barry. Great footwork, nice change of pace. But it'll be disappointed with her shot on goal, not to make the goalkeeper work there.
England did continue to press, and Evie Rabjon going from distance there.
And that was the story of the game, wasn't it? Lots of long-range efforts, and Rabjon coming in here, winning the ball on the front foot, taking the shot on, but doesn't test the keeper, unfortunately.
No, plenty of opportunities that continued, and ultimately it was a brilliant England performance, that has ended here at the Joy Stadium with Izzy Goodwin's goal, the only difference of the game. It's finished England 1. Lexi, a big performance and a big result here tonight. How pleased are you with that?
Yeah, I'm so happy. I feel like I'm just grateful for the opportunity and it being my first start for the 23s. Yeah, I'm just ecstatic.
Your first start for the 23s tonight. We saw the link-up play between yourself and Izzy Goodwin and Kira Barry as well. How important are those partnerships when you join up with the England group?
Yeah, I think it's difficult as we're only like meeting like 4 times a year, so it's difficult to get in the swings and stuff, but I feel like it flowed today and it kind of showed with our first win, so yeah, it's good.
And a really nice note to finish 2025 on personally for you as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Emma, congratulations. A hard-fought win tonight. How pleased are you with that?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with the girls. You know, we've had 4 debuts tonight. I thought we had a real positive performance, dominated the ball, and I'll be crossing and finishing tomorrow, I think.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because the 1-0 scoreline doesn't fully represent the statistics that we've seen. How pleased are you with areas of the game tonight, and is that something that you've just mentioned there as a joke? Is that something to work on then?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's, you know, the team's still building a bit of rhythm and a few connections, and some of the structures that we were playing with and the ways we wanted to create some overloads. I thought they did really well. It's just, you know, sometimes the quality of the final pass or the timing of movement between each other. It's just, as I say, it's just developing those connections, and I'm sure it'll click, and hopefully it'll click for the USA game.
I was going to mention that as well. A nice start to the end of 2025, a big game Monday. How much does the group take positives from tonight into what is a big game Monday? Yeah,
absolutely. I think the USA game will be a really different type of game. You know, I think it'll be a little bit more transitional. I think it will be like, you know, two nations going toe to toe who want the ball, who want to attack, and maybe a little bit more end to end. I think what we can take into the game is obviously the confidence of the win, the clean sheet, the way that we dominated the ball. But as I say, it'll be a very different type of game, I think.
Enjoy tonight.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.